Hey guys, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you decide to stick around for the whole video because as much as a quote-unquote blue Suburban is somewhat stereotypical and maybe a little bit overrated, like we've all seen these builds before, I just felt like this one was really special, at least for me, because for once, I didn't have trouble doing a limited pack build. So this build was originally intended to be base game only, but once the outside of the home came together and I was kind of looking around at the neighborhood that this was in, we are in Willow Creek, by the way. I forget the name of this neighborhood, so my apologies. But I was just looking around and I feel like I grew up in a town that had a neighborhood very similar to this. And this is kind of where the rich kids lived. Maybe that term isn't like a great term to use because that could be a little offensive, but it's just a much nicer neighborhood than compared to like other parts of the town I grew up in. And I did have some friends that lived in neighborhoods like this, and this is kind of what their houses were like. They were very put together. Everything was kind of purposely built. And when I say that, I mean like there's a designated guest bedroom, there's a more formal dining area, and then there's a more casual dining area like in the kitchen, and there's a pool and so many activities for kids to, take part in and do. So that was what I was mainly going for here. And then the outside just looked really nice, and I was like, I know that there's no good base game fireplace for this home. And I was gonna consider not placing a fireplace, but then I was like, I don't know, I just felt like a suburban home without a fireplace, it wouldn't not make it suburban if it didn't have it, but it just felt wrong. So I was like, well, maybe we can still do a limited pack build, but just maybe add 1 pack or 2 packs. So I pictured this one fireplace from the cats and dogs pack. It's not the brick tiled one, it's the other one. I wouldn't really know how to describe it. It comes in a few different swatches, but it's kind of like white with almost like a brick outlining, but ultimately the entire fireplace is white, and it's 3 tiles. I believe it's 3 tiles long, and I just felt like this house really needed this more grand fireplace. So I was like, okay, let's do base game and cats and dogs. And then I was like, but we have this whole entire area after I put together the floor plan that would be perfect for a laundry room. And I was going back and forth with myself for a little bit. I was really close to being self-destructive and completely bulldozing the entire lot, which is insane because I was already well past this point when I was having this like inner fight with myself. And I was like, Ashley, you can do a base game build only in the future. There's so much time for you to do that. So this ends up being base game, cats and dogs, laundry day, and get famous. If you've never tried a limited pack build, whether it's for a build that you're sharing on the gallery or on Instagram or just for fun to kind of like just mess around with and practice a little bit, I recommend it because I feel like personally, and I'm sure a lot of you could agree to this, I rely on a lot of the same items, whether it's a bed, a rug, a clutter item. Like for example, that little pen jar, that little pencil cup that you would put on a desk or something. I believe it's part of base game. I use that in pretty much every single build, unless there's like not a desk, but I feel like I always find a way to make it fit in. And this just kind of puts you out of your comfort zone a little bit because you have to find ways to clutter up a house. If you're into clutter, you have to find different ways to make things work. And if you don't like clutter, you have to find ways to make furniture match and, make all the artwork look good and wallpapers, flooring. I mean, it kind of goes for everything. Sometimes even when it comes to landscaping, I'm like, oh, where's that one, bush or hedge? I'm like, oh, that's from this other pack. Like it makes you kind of branch out and figure out other items that you might like that you've been almost avoiding and ignoring because you are obsessed with this one specific bed or something. I hope that made sense, but I apologize, you guys. I do not have my notes today, and I've been spending so much time on this voiceover because my brain just goes in all different directions. I mean, that's just like how ADHD works, and that's why I need notes. But we are pretty much finishing up landscaping. We do hop into the backyard, I don't think we've done it yet. We hop into the backyard and we do some landscaping back there. It's all very manicured, it's all very pretty, and I do end up cutting out where I place some tiles in the backyard because I spent so much time doing that, and I was like, okay, this is completely unnecessary and this is gonna make the video that much longer. So I do cut it out, but this backyard is pretty much all brick. And it's just really fancy. I don't know. The backyard reminds me of a backyard that would be in like attached to like an estate or a mansion. And the home is very gorgeous and it's pretty large, but I just felt like this backyard just really made this build kind of that much more special. And if you decide to download this off the gallery, it's a lot of fun to play in. They've got this huge pool, which you'll see we put together here pretty soon. And I didn't realize how big it was until I was taking screenshots. I was looking at it and I was like, I don't know if I've ever been in a pool this big, unless it's like a hotel pool or like a pool at a resort or something. Like, it's big. So this family, I would imagine, I didn't really like think of a specific family to be living here or a storyline or anything, but I was thinking that even though this family clearly has some good money, maybe they're not rich, but they're good with their money. They probably both, like, whether it's one parent or two parents, I imagined it's two parents living here. I just imagined that they make good money. They both are very career focused, but they could still be rather family oriented. And even though they have all these nice things in their home, they're not ever gonna brag. Like, they're not snobby, they're not materialistic. They really enjoy spending time with their neighbors, and I kind of imagine that they enjoy throwing parties, especially pool parties, because they have this huge pool where you can fit so many Sims in here. And I just thought it would be a nice place to have a family that just enjoys having company. And maybe what's that aspiration where you want to like throw really good parties? I forget, but basically your goal is you want to have like the best parties. You want to be the best host and hostess ever. Like, that's what I imagined at least one of the people in this couple want to be and like kind of strive for. But there's plenty of activities out here for your Sims, whether they're, kids, adults, toddlers. We don't want to leave out the elders. I feel like the elders get left out a lot, but basically this home in this backyard is just perfect for any age Sim. There's this little toy box for a little toddler, well, I guess a kid too, but I was picturing this little area being for the toddler because the toddlers are so cute when they're playing with the sand and stuff. That's what I was picturing. So I was like, we're gonna make this little area for the toddler because toddlers can't swim in pools unless you get the little kiddie pool. But we are moving on into the inside, it looks like, and this is pretty much where I'm putting together the floor plan, and I switch out the fireplace. I don't think I switch out the fireplace right away, but I get to it pretty quickly because I quickly changed my mind once we were inside the house that this fireplace does not look good here, and then I had this entire area that would be perfect for like a laundry room. So that's what we're working with here. It ends up being 4 bedrooms. There's 3 bedrooms upstairs, one being the master, so it has an attached bathroom. And then the kids' bedrooms upstairs have a Jack and Jill bathroom. And if you don't know what a Jack and Jill bathroom is, it's basically just where you have access to the bathroom from your room. So it's essentially ensuite, but you share the bathroom with the other bedroom. And I just thought that would be kind of a nice touch. I didn't really have a good place to place a door on the exterior, like into the hallway, I guess. And I was like, well, let's make it Jack and Jill. My cousins used to live in a house that had a Jack and Jill bathroom, and I remember thinking that was like the coolest thing when I was younger. And as much as I probably wouldn't have liked sharing a bathroom with my brother, I really wanted a bathroom attached to my bedroom. So I really wanted to incorporate that here. I felt like you would come across that a lot in suburban homes, so I wanted to include that. And then downstairs there's a guest bedroom that kind of functions as a multi-purpose room almost that also has an attached bathroom. So in a way, that bedroom almost has more of a better situation, and it's actually bigger than the bedrooms upstairs. But since it is multifunctional, there is a bedroom, or obviously there's a bed in there. There is a desk with a computer, and there is also a treadmill in there, and I put a little TV on the wall. Well, actually, I don't think it's the smallest TV, but there's a TV on the wall as well. So for any sim that decides to go for a jog on the treadmill in the morning, they can watch a movie or they can watch a show or whatever. So it kind of makes sense for that room to be a little bit bigger. And then there's also a half bath downstairs, which I always like to incorporate in builds if I can, just because I feel like it's more realistic and it's convenient. You know, if you have guests, they don't have to go all the way upstairs and use one of your bathrooms. And in this build, no matter which bathroom they would use, if they went upstairs, they would have to go through someone's bedroom. So I wanted to incorporate a half bath. And then we also have a formal dining space and a more casual dining space. And I realized later I did build this specific home for a family of 5, one of them being a toddler. So I only placed 4 bar stools, but then I thought about it after I was done and I was taking screenshots and I was like, ugh, when that toddler ages up, there's not really going to be a good place for them to eat. But as I was playtesting here, I realized that my Sims gravitate more toward the formal dining table anyway. So for the most part, they'll probably all eat together anyway, which makes me happy because I don't know, for some reason, even though it doesn't really matter as long as your Sim is fed and they're happy and whatever, I just hate when all of the Sims or the majority of the Sims in your household eat in one area and then the other one just like sits off by themselves. Like, I don't know. I'm just like, okay, maybe the Sim's a loner, but also like that happens just like all the time in my builds for whatever reason. It's probably just the layout and whatnot. But anyway, I was happy that they all eat together. So it kind of works out if you have the same concerns as me, which wouldn't be surprised if you don't, because I just think too much about my builds sometimes. But as you can see, we switched out the fireplace, and I don't know if you guys agree that this one looks way better here. I feel like you probably agree with me. It just looks 1,000 times better here. So I was glad that I decided to expand, and I think that this build just looks so, not to like toot my own horn, but it just looks so perfect. Like, it's just, this could almost even be considered like a perfect family home because it's very clean, it's very neat. They have this entire like laundry room. It's very like fancy, I feel. It's not like super high end necessarily, but it's just nice that they have all these designated spaces for these specific activities. And I was happy to do it. I love incorporating laundry into my builds because I just love when my builds are extremely realistic, and I would love living in this home. I'm not crazy about the exterior of it. I mean, okay, I take that back. I love the way this house looks on the outside and the inside, through and through. This is a great build. But personally, if I was gonna be moving into a home, buying a home, this wouldn't be one that I was necessarily gravitated toward or attracted to. I like older looking homes that have maybe been slightly redone. I don't know how to describe it, but if you guys live near an area that has like a really cute historic downtown and they have all these bungalow homes, those are the homes that I'm like, I freaking love those. They're almost like narrow in the front, but the houses are built super far back down the lot, and I don't know, I just love them. And a lot of the times they have detached garages, and I'm sure you guys will see more builds with detached garages. My last week's build actually had one, and that's kind of the home that I'm talking about. That's like more of a craftsman, but a lot of bungalow homes are very craftsman-y because of the interior features, and there's just lots of wooden features on the outside, very like handcrafted pieces. Anyway, this house is gorgeous. It's very beautiful, and it's, in my opinion, it's very realistic, but at this point it just sounds like I'm bragging, so I'm just gonna stop with that. But up at the front, I wanted to incorporate the package and the little envelope just to kind of make it seem that much more realistic, like your Sim just grabbed the mail and maybe a box off the front porch and just put it here. and it just kind of makes this home seem more lived in, and like they have maybe a slightly busy lifestyle. Like I said earlier, both the parents maybe have good paying jobs, and they're very career oriented, so they're just kind of busy. Maybe the sim just got home, grabbed the mail, grabbed a package, put it there, and now they're going to start cooking for the family or helping the kids with homework. That's just kind of what I pictured for this family. And I guess too, I should mention that there is a dog that, well, I guess you could really put a cat here, but I didn't place a cat litter box. I almost did, but there wasn't really a perfect place for it here. So I was like, a dog would be perfect. And again, I just feel like this could almost be like a perfect family home. So I feel like with that comes a dog, and like a really cute dog too. But here, I'm sure you just saw that I extended the kitchen, made it bigger, and made the laundry room smaller, which in all honesty, the laundry room doesn't need to be as big as it was, but I was glad that I didn't have to delete anything in the laundry room, but still make the kitchen bigger. So in my brain, I was like, there was almost no room for a sim to go behind the couch into the kitchen. And again, with how big and kind of gorgeous this home is, I wanted to make it more open, and it's a very open floor concept. So I of course wanted to make it a little bit better, and it just made the kitchen bigger. And I feel like having a nice home, you kind of want a big kitchen anyway. But here we are decorating the downstairs half bath. This would be the bathroom that your guests use, or maybe your kids or your sims use really quickly before they head out for the day, whether it's for work or for school, whatever. And then I basically copy over pretty much the same items from that bathroom into this bathroom. And this is the bathroom that is attached to the guest bedroom / office / treadmill room. And nothing too fancy here. It's honestly, like I said, it's pretty copy and pasted almost. They're pretty similar, except this bathroom does have a shower for your guest, if they do decide to spend the night or something. And then we're just kind of moving on into the guest bedroom. I felt like maybe this bed wasn't really the family style anymore, but maybe this was one of the parents' old bed that they used to have in their apartment or their childhood home, when they were like a teen / young adult. So now this is the bed that is in their guest bedroom. I just felt like it didn't really go with the rest of the home, but it works for a guest bedroom situation. And then we just finished up that room very quickly, and we're moving on upstairs. And at this moment, I knew I wanted to have twins here, because a lot of the times I don't ever really have twins in my world. I'll have kids that are, kind of close in age. Maybe they age up, in Sims days a week apart from each other. But I wanted it to be that this family had twins. And I made this more for a boy, or for two boys, but could be girls in here as well. And I kind of imagined that one or both of the boys in this family are really into reading. And that one poster that I put, that it kind of reminds me of Harry Potter, because it's like a little wizard. It made me think of Harry Potter. So I was like, they're into reading, they're into Harry Potter series, maybe they watch the movies. If we had real movies in Sims, that would be really, really cool. I would actually probably sit there and watch the movies. Do you guys ever do that when you have your Sims watch a movie or a show? Do you ever watch it? Because I definitely do sometimes when I'm like really bored. I'll just sit there and like watch the movie with them. I never watch the whole thing because that would just take way too long. But anyway, that's besides the point. Now we are moving on into the toddler's bedroom, and I kind of struggled just a little bit decorating this room and placing different toys and fun items for this toddler to do, just because of the shape of the room. It's very rectangular, somewhat narrow, but I think I ended up making it work just fine. And I think it does end up being very cute. It's just kind of a weird shape, and it's not my personal favorite room that I've ever built, but overall it's still a functional room. It's very cute. It's perfect for a toddler. You can easily in the future, once your sim ages up, fit a larger bed in here and not really have to move things around too much. You could still kind of have the same items in here and not really have to worry about deleting things and whatnot. I just felt like with the layout, I didn't know what to do with the rug situation. So I did place 2 rugs here. Not crazy about that, but it is very cute. And honestly, kids' rooms are very colorful, and that's very much what this room is. And right now, I believe we are going to be moving on into the master bedroom here in a moment, but I wanted to mention while we're here. So I actually didn't record me building, or I guess furnishing, the Jack and Jill bathroom that's attached to both the kids' bedrooms, because at this point, I was not this point in the speed build, but by the time I was getting close to the end of this build, I was so overbuilding, and I didn't know if I wanted to make the bathroom kind of match the other bathrooms in the house. So like I said earlier, and you saw, I copy and pasted pretty much for the most part the bathroom items from each bathroom downstairs. I didn't know if I wanted to do that up here. I wanted to make this bathroom kind of more kid-friendly and not so dark like it was downstairs. So I was just a little bit conflicted, and like I said too, I was pretty burnt out at that point. This build did take me several hours. I couldn't even tell you how long it took me, but I was able to get this video down to like 27 minutes. And originally this build, before I sped it up this fast and cut certain things out, this build was like 45 minutes. And I don't know. I had to have spent at least 5 hours on this build. So I was burnt out. And anyway, long story short, even though it was already long, I didn't record it, but you'll see it in the screenshots. It's a really cute bathroom. I think I did a really good job, and I kind of wish that I would have recorded it, but you really didn't miss much. It would have only added on like another probably 30 seconds of the speed build. But here we're finishing up the parents' bathroom. I wanted it to be rather big and make it easy for both of them to do things in this bathroom at the same time. One sim could take a bath and the other could take a shower at the same time. They could both brush their teeth at the same time or practice speeches and things like that at the same time. And I feel like realistically in real life, when you have a master bathroom, that's kind of the point. You want to both be able to get dressed and, you know, be able to do things kind of simultaneously. So that's what I was going for. And I wanted to give the parents their own kind of like private outdoor space. And I almost thought of putting an easel here, but I just kind of wanted to clutter it up with plants and just make it very outdoorsy, very pretty. Really just that place or that balcony area would be perfect just to like sit and relax and talk. And maybe like if your Sims have a date at home after the kids have gone to bed, they can sit out there and chat and get their gold reward. And that's pretty much it, you guys. So we are coming up on the screenshots. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned for more videos in the future. Hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys in a future build. Bye. You guys, it's rough out here. I have recorded this voiceover so many times, and thankfully I've only gotten a few minutes in and then decided I don't like what I said, or I just start rambling, and I'm like, literally, how long have I been rambling for this long? And I don't even know what I was gonna start talking about. This is why I need notes. I need notes written down, because then I just ramble and then no one's gonna want to watch my videos.